Vilous is a strange universe full of alien creatures both unique and wondrous. This setting is vast and rich with culture and history, both of which are still in the making. In our previous video, we touched on Vilous as a planet and its denizens, including the many environments and biosphere. This time, we'll speak a bit more on Sergals, focusing on their world war, armor styles, humanity and society, and Sergal stereotypes. Welcome to part 2 of Vilous terminology. When you look back into the depths of human history, what do you see? A frequent recurrence: war. Since the dawn of our kind, war has been an answer to our wants and needs. On planet Tal, this is no different. Even in the realm of fantasy and fiction, it is not difficult to believe another race of intelligent beings utilizing the same concept as a tool. The war conflict enveloping the Sergal homeworld would bring civilization to its knees. For but a moment, the cruel claws of war would scar the planet forever. Led by General Rain Sylves, the most notable war in the history of Tal pitted the proud Coju army against the entire known Altus region for an attempt at global conquest. The planet suffered greatly. The collapse of peaceful trade routes and distribution networks would lead to disease, famine, and the deaths of countless people across the Altus region. In the early years of the Coju expansion, regions such as Riona would be conquered by the military oppression of the north. Setting their sights in the west, the Coju would advance through the western lands, ultimately laying claim. These early conquests would bolster the Coju into a global superpower, especially with the acquisition of Eastern armor manufacturing from Riona. Coupling this new technology with their already strong military leadership, one could believe the very stars were within Coju reach. With little to no opposition, these atrocities would lead to genocidal massacres, causing the near extinction of the Western Sergals. The actual events of the World War are still unknown. I mentioned armor in the previous portion. Let's take a closer look at the varieties currently known to the Sergal people. Sergal armor varies from region to region, with three main notable types being the Northern, Southern, and Eastern armors. Each is inspired by their own culture and environment. Taking a look at the Northern Sergals, we can see that their early primitive lifestyle and traditions led to an armor set mainly made from bones and animal parts, protecting them in combat from the dangerous Talyxian wildlife. This basic armor provided some shielding, but nothing like the notable suits seen on the Coju army during the war. The more recognizable Coju armor actually comes from the eastern area of the Altus region, Riona. Eastern armor is made with ceramics through a highly inventive technique developed by Eastern Agudners. Riona did have its own animal-made armors, similar to the northern primitive armor sets, though the ceramic option was much stronger and of a higher quality. Riona's armor designs all drastically changed upon the onset and finish of the World War. This Eastern armor is what led initially to the Northern Coju armor gear seen throughout the war. Once the technique and Agudner smiths were acquired, the original designs were updated for strictly combat use. Only with the Eastern materials and manufacturing knowledge was the Coju able to produce this type of armor, creating the new standard of Northern Sergal armor. Southern armor is rather unique in comparison, being originally metal-based armor. Without as many dangerous beasts to fight, Southern armor took a more ceremonial purpose, mainly serving as protection against bandits and decoration to enhance the area around guards. Once trade routes between the southern and eastern Altus regions were established, it became more common to see Agudner craftsfolk completing ceremonial armor sets in the southern design. Notable among the southern armors are the Road Guards and Garden Knights. Serving very different purposes, the Road Guard and Garden Knights both wear armor characterized by yellowish tones and a metallic material. Both designs originate from the same concept, but let us take a look at the two individually. The armor of Road Guards is focused on being lightweight and flexible, sporting a half-plate design. This outfit allows for increased agility and dexterity to deal with dangers outside the city of Goldring and along the Salt Road to Riona. It is not uncommon to see mismatched additions to their armor with pieces of metal or Talyxian animal skins, especially on their moving limbs, favoring utility over aesthetics and armor design. Serving for a long history throughout the development and innovation of Goldring, Road Guards can be seen with a slight variety of armor design, based on the area and era of time they were originally made. Sporting a gold ring badge issued on their chest, Road Guards are easily identified both by citizens and foreigners alike. This badge, worn on the chests of road guards, features several notable elements, such as a series of stones, a sea, a haloed sun, and its mirror image. To explain what all of the badge means, let's take it piece by piece. At the top, we have Vilous, the parent sun of planet Tal, shining in all its glory with a bright halo of sunbeams. Immediately below, the collection of stones, arranged in a circular formation, represent the important tradition and elements to Gold Ring culture. Serving as a backdrop to the stones, the blue field represents Salt Lake Vilous. The final detail is an echo from before, a mirror image of the Vilous sun reflected upon the surface of the Salt Lake. In contrast, the Garden Knights serve a much more decorative purpose. Garden Knights display an armor design that is both beautiful and entirely complete. Garden Knights are actually selected based upon their appearance, to create a perfect-looking individual both in and out of armor. Being more important in their office to serve as an ornamental complement to the buildings and gardens they watch, Garden Knights have very little variety in their design, instead showcasing a dependable look that is immediately recognizable as a source of legal knowledge and city familiarity. In both collections of armor, the leg portions are especially important, being a prime vulnerability, just as humans have massive amounts of veins and tendons which would be fatal if cut. This may impact a Sergal's ability to use leg-mounted weapons, as some may have leg blades equipped. With the consideration of legs having frequent use in Sergal anatomy, both Road Guards and Garden Knights utilize strong armor to protect their legs with care. In a slight contrast, Agudners, who may also wear these types of armor, would focus on heavier armored arm sections, though today we are mainly focusing on Sergals. Though Sergals have somewhat different natures and habits compared to humans in their core, they still have many similarities, even down to the social structures of both species. But for now, I'll cover the basics. Did you know that northern Sergals are widely considered the most popular of the Sergal species? This popularity has been prevalent for many years, going as far back as their original conception. Humans and Sergals are obviously not the same. However, they share many things in common. Sergals notably refer to one another and the other Elfish races as human, recognizing their shared origin. How and what exactly this origin is or was is still unknown, and likely to be established in future canon updates. The story of the Elfish is shrouded in mystery, but to the most eagle-eyed of fans, you may have an idea or have read the Vilous Wiki on information regarding the current status of the Elfish origins. Long before Sergals, Agudners and Nevrians took on their current forms. They existed originally as a single race of beings that shared more in common with humans found on Earth. An event, hidden in the past of the Eltis, would lead to the recognizable transformation and division among the Eltis predecessors. Please keep in mind, this is subject to change at any time with the further development of the Vilous setting. The similarities between Sergals goes a lot deeper, even down to their social structure. Sergal stereotypes within the Vilous universe are prevalent and extend to the other Eltis races. Examples include Sergals, or specifically Northern Sergals, are fascists and represent hate. Sergals like to eat babies. Sergals do not understand consent or choose to ignore it. Northern Sergals are bloodthirsty barbarians, hell-bent on destruction. Southern Sergals are wimpy, short cowards that hide behind city walls. These stereotypes are very harmful, not only to the species itself, but also to Mick, Kiki, and everyone on Team GRG. This extends to the community of fans who follow and appreciate Sergals, including those who use them as their persona species of choice. Stereotypes exist because of some reason or another. Where did they originate? Due to the context of some of these examples, light phrasing and censoring will be used to stay in the good graces of YouTube and to avoid accidentally upsetting people watching this video. Rain Silves, a popular character within the Vilous community and by far the most popular Sergal, is what many believe to be the root and cause of many of the negative stereotypes Sergals have received. Before Vilous as a universe was established or popular, artwork of Sergals was in many ways the only means of experiencing the species. This included the adult works produced by Mekono, creator of Vilous. Depictions of Sergals ranged from tame, safe-to-work illustrations, to varying not safe-for-work material. These not safe-for-work illustrations depicted several acts, some unsuitable for this video, sometimes involving questionable consent and varying levels of blood and gore. Rain was a prominent character in most of these illustrations, serving as a common symbol for debauchery and sadism. During the expansion of Vilous and Sergals to the Western world, these deviant depictions would become quite popular on image boards such as 4chan. This is where Rain and Pyramid Head became a popular duo, along with other forms of artwork, memes, and illustration, most definitely not suited for a work environment. This is where most people believe the negative stereotypes of Sergals began. While it's nice to have an idea of where a problem originated from, this obviously does not fix the general view of Sergals as a whole. The best thing we can do as a community is spread positivity, informing others about the fallacies of these stereotypes, and encouraging a deeper education of Vilous is really the best approach we can take. If someone is new to the world of Vilous, perhaps take the opportunity to share some of the amazing things that Sergals are capable of, rather than the tarnished reputation of Sergals on the internet prior to 2014. A comprehensive biosphere envelops the planet. Tal has many creatures, from beings of monstrous proportions to an incredible microbiome of Talyxian insectoids. Compared to Earth, planet Tal shares more in appearance with the Sol system's drier celestial bodies, such as Mars or Titan. But under closer inspection, Tal's biosphere draws more of a similarity with Venus. In spirit, both planets can be considered a literal hell. Originating from an earlier time, all living creatures that existed before the rise of the Eltis are classified as primitive creatures. An umbrella term, primitive creature overlaps the common label of Talyxian. Primitive creatures generally fall into one or more roughly broad classifications. At first glance, many Talyxian organisms appear alien and foreign due to their biology. While Tal may have animals with familiar characteristics and names, it's worth noting that they are in fact not similar to their original namesakes, except for some traits or attributes. Shellfish is one major biological classification that Talyxians may fall under. Because of this, some Talyxian creatures under this classification can have a hard outer shell located on their bodies. The intelligence of these creatures varies slightly, though they share more in common with their earthly counterparts. Much like Earth, some of these creatures feature a more mild or calm nature. Talyxian animals are not always a threat. Many Eltas keep a few varying species as pets. Talyxian hamsters, dogs, and horses are a common sight among the Eltas people. Some are even used in everyday travel and play large societal roles. Much like we humans found on Earth, companionship with the animal kingdom serves the Eltas the same way. Within the sprawling Talyxian wilderness, you may find Talyxian housepeckers, mountain leeches, and actinias. Fearsome in their respective categories, these creatures have brought many wandering Eltas to an early grave. Many Talyxian organisms have a critical flaw, a common trait that can render a Talyxian creature weak and inactive. Sodium chloride, commonly known as salt, is a compound used to force Talyxian creatures into a dormant, death-like state. If you have read At the Festival, the third chapter in the Vilous manga series, you may have seen how quickly a Talyxian actinia was immobilized with a bag of salt. Eltas people who deal with dangerous Talyxian creatures use salt as an auxiliary material to slow down and incapacitate possible threats. The journey we have taken across the world of Tal has shown us many incredible things, from the origins of the Eltas to the struggle and innovation leading to the World War. Vilous is an ever-expanding universe full of wonder and mystery. We will revisit Vilous terminology in the future by expanding on the Talyxian biosphere. As we learn more about the world that Sergals call their home, there is still a question yet to be answered. What is a Sergal?